I'm back.
What is going on, YouTube? Thank you guys for joining us. We are about to get started. We are live. Let us know if everything is going good.
Can you hear me?
No, I cannot hear you.
Turn me up.
No, I cannot hear you. That's why
that's a redneck.
I'm just going to choose to ignore you.
That's redneck right there.
That's redneck right there.
I built that front end,
Yo.
and I put that flag on there.
You're so dumb.
What the heck? Oh,
It's called being proud.
everyone had all their volumes up. That was funny. All right, you guys ready to start this thing for Rizzle?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess. Probably. Where's the share
I'm
button?
ready to make friends. Where's Guzman?
All right, you ready?
Where is the share button?
I don't know. Somewhere on there.
How you do the share?
I'll
Goodbye, Lindsay.
try the wheel.
No.
I believe.
Oh, look in the
Boy, Leonard.
look in like the
Boy,
kind of like the
Leonard.
description.
Oh, here we go. Got it. It always pulls up the chat and I always lose it.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
Sure thing, bud. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Wow, what a finish. At the end of the race, we had 3 wide at the end. We saw 4 ride racing all day and a lot of wrecks. So let's talk about why we are here for the speed. I'm DJ. I'm joined by...
What's up? I'm Jake.
Chevo.
Ayo, and it's a very sad Brad Kozlowski fan yet again. 2 weeks in a row.
You gotta get a new You gotta get a new personality.
Honestly.
I can't do this sad Brad thing every week.
Sad Brad, bro.
It's been 3 years straight.
I'm trying.
I'm the sad
We're
Brad.
trying
man.
so hard not to make it a thing.
Well, unfortunately, it's a thing.
Super speedways, you gotta bet on Brad.
Nope.
No.
You gotta
Appar-
bet on Brad, bro.
Apparently, you do not.
Absolutely not.
No.
You know what? I walked away this weekend with no stage wins, no race wins.
In the fantasy league, you're
I'm
Not
probably
good.
dead last.
You're kinda
3
taking it-
DNFs and
Listen,
1 second place finish.
I'm okay with this.
I think
Perfectly
everybody
okay.
I picked finished.
Oh, shut
Ooh.
up.
Dude, they had that huge wreck at the beginning. I was like, oh, my drivers are not on the list of 16 that were in that wreck.
That
All
is
right.
like ultimate clout. Is hey, I finished with
finished.
all my drivers
On a
at a
super
super
speed-
speedway. That is like
Might
the
be 3
ultimate
laps
thing.
down, but they were running, you know?
It's so stupid.
I lost
That
ha-
should never be a thing.
I
No,
lost
it
half
shouldn't.
my drivers, but the other two drivers finished top 3, I think.
I
Yeah,
was
so
okay.
I'm
I
doing
think,
okay.
let's see. I had Hamlin, so he was still running at least at the end. So at least I think he was like 20 laps down or God knows what. So
Bro,
but
what
I
was he doing?
I don't know what he
Bro,
was
he
doing.
was so
Hamlin things.
slow.
I don't know.
There's
But
no way you
but
made minimum speed.
My saving grace was I didn't get the win, but at least I had Kyle Busch, and I had Chastain. But my other pick was, who was the other one that wrecked out?
Was it Brad?
It was Brad. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I did have one. Brad didn't finish, so yeah.
I don't know if he finished. He was
He
like
did not.
33rd.
He did a garage interview. He
Yeah,
did
he
not
did
make
do a
it.
garage interview.
The one time DJ does not pick Suarez.
Right?
Golly,
Which
yeah, right?
I don't pick him that often, but yes, who had Suarez picked for this race?
Not me.
Not
Not
me.
me.
No.
No.
I mean, okay, first off, before we kind of get into our topics, can we just we're still kind of on this high from the end of this race, right?
Bro,
I'm on high from
Oh
the whole
my
race.
the
God.
ending of this race, and I don't want to get too into it, the ending of this race is exactly what I wanted last week to be.
It's what I
However, it
want
just
every race
wasn't.
to be.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to start the year with the Atlanta 500. I'm
Stop.
ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. This is
Heresy.
great.
I mean, we might talk about it later. They just got to fix the 500 so they're not doing the fuel saving thing. If you do that, that's what the 500 would be. The last 20
do
laps
you
of every
fix-
stage was
I don't-
incredible.
I don't want to get too far into it.
All right.
We got a lot of races to talk about here.
It was incredible.
That
I
is
think
true.
that 3 wide
It was a
finish.
great
That's going to
weekend.
be one for the history books. Like
Well,
that'll be something we
you know-
rewatch
Well, I was thinking
20 years from
the
now.
whole time, all I could think of was the Harvick Jeff Gordon ending. Right?
Really?
From,
Oh yeah, kind of similar.
similar where
I
it's like
thought
coming
about
down to
the-
the last bit.
The Truex Hamlin.
Yeah.
Daytona
that
500
one,
finish.
that one too.
That
Yep.
was like .00001.
wasn't this one?
I
This
couldn't
one
tell
was
you. I don't know
pretty
the time, but it was close.
Maybe we just kind of do like a general thing, but I don't think I have a single knock against this race.
No, this cup race.
Like
thought
I
was
can't
top
think
tier.
of anything that I was like, well, besides the broadcast, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But the racing itself, like literally, there was nothing there that made me go like, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish this didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or I wish this wasn't an element here. It was so cool. Great racing. Like the racing was good. The drivers had to race, and then what was crazy is all the drivers hated Atlanta. But we heard a lot of drivers, mainly the ones that were crashed out, in their post-race interview talking about how much fun they had. That was a word I did not expect to hear from Brad Keselowski.
Fun.
that this racing was fun. What David Gillen said, I'm having fun, but I'm scared for my life.
Bro, speaking of Todd Gillen,
Bro. Did I say David Gillen?
you did, but
Yeah,
I
sorry.
assume you meant
That's old.
Same guy. Same guy.
bro.
Todd
Like,
Gillen.
where the heck did he come from?
That car was.
I think it was
even the
Front Row
34 was
Motorsports.
crazy fast.
McDowell was really good. Yeah,
He put it on the pole, his first career pole. Way to go, McDowell.
yeah. Back to back front rows at speedways, like pretty.
Wild.
pretty
I wasn't.
insane.
Were you guys shocked at
Wild.
all that Logano and McDowell sat on the front row? I wasn't surprised at all.
No,
No.
it's
No, not for super speedway.
Daytona 2.0.
Everybody was kind of qualifying the same. Chevys, Toyotas, kind of lower. Like it
Very
was
similar.
tracking the same. So I was like, probably going to be very similar. A little hot.
No, actually, it's great. I love Peach.
Yeah,
Nice.
we got a little
job.
a little hookup from the pool bar. They gave us some of the good peach stuff.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh,
I'm
Mark.
Thank
shocked
you,
it
Mark.
survived a week. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
To be honest, that is a bit of a surprise.
Well, it didn't take us long to get into the first race, and we're like, peach.
Need that. It was such a good race. I mean, why not?
Yeah, that was an
man.
incredible race. I just that will probably be, in my opinion, the best race this year, except for maybe the opening race in the playoffs is Atlanta. That
Oh,
might
gosh.
be
I
the
know, I'm
best.
excited
That's-
for it.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
hot.
Man, do we want to try to
Last
go to
year
this
was
race?
what,
So
Darlington?
yeah, normally it's Darlington, but Darlington's the cutoff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we go to Daytona in August, and then 2 weeks later we go to Atlanta. I will drive to Atlanta to see that. I
Yeah.
mean, that was incredible.
Hands down.
You want to take the RV?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I want that
Hey,
backstretch.
That's what I'm saying. The backstretch.
Yeah, that's fire,
You
bro.
might as well look it up.
Super fire.
Yeah, look it up.
If anyone want to hook us up with a,
But
right.
I think that'll probably be the best race this year, hands down. The only competition is going to be the fall Atlanta race, and I think I can confidently say I think this was the best race of the next gen era so far.
yeah,
Maybe the last Coke 600.
It was good, but that was way better.
Yeah.
We were all on the edge of our seats the whole time.
the
I don't
whole
know,
time.
DJ, you bring up a
that's
good
the key
point.
word. The whole
Yeah.
time.
You bring up a really good point. The Coke 600 has not disappointed
No.
in the
Yeah.
next gen era. So I think besides, if we exclude the Coke 600, this is 100% the
I'm a-
best race in the next gen.
I'm gonna
car.
be honest. I have not been on the train of Texas.
I
and
was
saying,
gonna say this.
saying like, "Hey, let's change Texas to this." But
Tear it
after,
up.
after watching this, I'll go there myself.
I could go 36 weeks of this. 100%.
Literally
Throw in
every
an
race.
all-star race, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. Let's do this.
Bro.
This is great.
After watching this race,
Well, it just towed the line of pack racing, but also you had to handle.
and
and
you
you
can
saw
make
guys-
Has the handle
Yeah.
exactly.
and you could make passes pretty easily. I think.
Yes.
Those
I
runs
should
were
say
crazy.
easily. You would get insanely good runs. Let me put
Yes.
it that way.
The runs
They
were
were-
Yes.
crazy.
They were consistent throughout the race.
Yes.
They were not in the beginning. They were not at the end.
and it
They
didn't.
were throughout every pit cycle.
Yeah,
And
it
I think
didn't-
that made the
Even
whole race.
even the green flag pit cycle was pretty interesting.
You
Because
maybe
you
had-
had a little bit of green flag pit strategy. You had hard racing. You had
I guess we're just
saving
jumping right
fuel.
into
Like,
this. All right.
Well, yeah,
You
we,
just had everything. You had everything in this race. There's literally nothing. Like, what else did you want? You had a big wreck. You had everything.
The
Unlocked
cars didn't
4.
seem to change when it got
2.
dark either.
2.
Like when it got dark, it didn't seem like there was
Good
a
I,
change.
I felt like
Yeah.
they got a little
Like,
more grip.
Yeah, but it was
Maybe.
it didn't.
The
seem
bottom
like too
became
bad.
dominant. The top was dominant the first half. That's what I'm saying. The race, the track change, everything. It was incredible. What else do
Yeah.
you want?
yeah, I was gonna say, don't
Practice
NASCAR
must be
don't
winning.
change a thing about this race.
Yeah.
Don't.
Like, listen, if we need to repave Atlanta, let's do it. Let's
I don't
keep
want to
whatever-
repave Atlanta. I
let's
want this
keep-
again.
No, let's keep whatever's going on on.
We need
Yeah.
what is it? We need a 3-year-old Atlanta repave.
Consistently.
Can we repave it and instantly have 3 years of
Whatever
wear?
funding you need, just ask the fans.
Yeah. I got a feeling that the crowd turnout in the fall race is going to be crazy.
I'm very curious to see.
Might be hard to get tickets for
it
that
might
race
be.
after that.
I'm very curious to see what Jeff Gluck's poll is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be high.
it's got-
I bet it's
It
gonna
was
be plus
crazy.
80.
I was looking at a poll
100%.
before the race started,
Uh-huh.
and like who was in favor of the new configuration, and it polled probably like 4,000 or 5,000 people replied. It wasn't Jeff, but it was somebody else, and it was 80% favored the old. I'm like, we went to the old.
How?
That was way better.
Yeah,
that's
and
For the
crazy.
Cup.
Yes, and I would say, I mean, yeah, we were at the very last race before they reconfigured it, and I wouldn't say that was even a bad race. That was still a good race, but it's not even close. It's not. This is so much better. Even
yeah.
even after the first repave, the immediate first race was much. Now I did hear people saying, because we were there at the first race after the repave, and I did hear a lot of people saying that from a TV perspective, it was kind of boring. But I'm pretty sure for the first race, when we went back after the repave, I think we stood the entire time.
Yeah,
It's
it was
always
pretty
going to be
good.
better when you're there.
That is true. That is true.
Always. There is always going to be that bias when you're at the race, smelling the fumes, smelling the gas, the tires, hearing the cars. It's always going to be better.
Oh, it's totally different.
But I get it. I get what they're saying. On TV, sometimes it is a snoozer. There's generally, you're going to get those long run laps. You're going to get those single file lines. But this race just didn't have it.
No.
This race was the perfect medium between a mile and a half and a super speedway where you could get your runs, but you could kind of have traction and you could kind of be aggressive, but you could also be really loose. This was the best. I thought this was the best Atlanta race I've seen since the repave. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Kuzman jumped in, by the way, and what's up? He was saying that he actually liked the racing better when the sun went down. That it seemed the
Okay.
racing got better, he thinks, towards the
Yeah, I
end.
think so.
And I
It,
would,
it matched as the race is wrapping up. It matches
Yeah.
the opportunity for their aggression to go up and open the door. I mean, this
It's-
was pretty much perfect.
it was weird. I kind of thought, like, just thinking about this race, that the beginning of the first stage or third stage, would have been the slower part of the race. But really, it was like the middle of the second. That was kind of the snoozer part, if you want to call it, where we didn't have much going on. And then the entire third stage was just, I mean, some of that was chaotic because of obviously the wrecks and stuff, but I don't think it was wrecks for the sake of wrecks. It was wrecks because as a result of hard racing and really good battles back and forth and guys fighting the cars being loose. I mean, we saw Brad Busher, getting loose at a super speedway just by themselves. Like,
That's how it used to be back in the day, man.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate how NASCAR decided, hey, we're gonna red flag this just to preserve laps because that's this racing's
Yes.
too good.
Yeah,
I like that decision.
It
I
was too
questioned
good.
that when it first happened. I was like, why are they red flagging this race for such a mediocre wreck?
It's too good.
And Jake, you brought up, you're like, oh, they want to preserve laps to make this race actually a race. I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like I just didn't put two and two together. I was like, oh, they'll have 1,000, green, white checkers. We'll just keep going.
And I
no,
think that
they wanted to keep that.
That honestly could have been another factor. Was they were like, look, if we let this thing get down to 2 or 3, it's gonna be an absolute wreck fest.
Well, I think what I like about Atlanta is it hasn't lended itself to that yet.
True.
It has not gone down the spiral like a Daytona or a Talladega where you just have wreck after another on green, white checkers.
Yeah.
They kind of spread out a little bit on the first lap that by the time they come down to the white, I mean, there's enough gap that you're not, they definitely tried to wreck on the first lap. I mean,
yeah.
it was close.
Well, lap 2.
But
Okay.
just the nature of the whole thing, it allows them to because you have handling and you can't just hold it wide open. It's not like Daytona Talladega where everybody is literally pushing bumper to nose, literally all the way 5-6 rows deep.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
This
it is almost it probably is the perfect racetrack. The only flaw I would give it is the pit road is kind of janky, and we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Well, okay.
kind of about it now.
So actually,
Bro, you dogged it so hard last year.
I'm kind of about it now,
all right.
bro.
So let's.
Bro,
let's
hey,
do
they
this.
go into pit road. You gotta forget they're even pitting.
yeah, but
All
no,
right.
before
20
we move
seconds
on,
later,
Go ahead,
they
go
finally
ahead.
come
You go
down
ahead.
pit road.
this by far. I mean, I'm just gonna say it again because it was awesome. But I mean, it was the best race in the next gen car. I mean, by far. By and
When are we
large.
going to stop calling it next gen and
or
just call it
the current gen?
current gen?
Gen 7.
Yeah,
Gen
'cause I
7.
just
I'm just
wondered-
going to throw it out there. If you want,
They still call the car of
Someone-
tomorrow.
It was
That's
the car of
fair.
yesterday.
Yeah, and it's
if you
15
want
years
to
old at
invite
least.
someone into NASCAR who knows nothing about it,
Oh my gosh.
this is the race you want to
Oh,
show
yeah.
them.
And
You
we
want to
got
show
a
them that
race for you.
Atlanta, quote unquote, mini super speedway race. You don't
Deep
want
cut
to.
there.
I'm gonna be honest. We had some new friends show up to Daytona,
For
the truck race.
Yep.
That was an embarrassment. That's an egg on NASCAR's
Yeah, but he
face.
loved it though.
He loved it, but
Yeah.
Because again,
you
going
have
back
no
to being there.
reference.
Yeah.
You have no reference.
True.
But then he saw a Daytona 500, which was still pretty good.
The 500
it wasn't
was
crazy.
good.
It wasn't the most incredible 500, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah,
If
it
I
was
have
good.
someone new
And
and,
then,
I say
and
I want to
then-
get you hooked on NASCAR,
Show
I'm
them the
showing them in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Any one of the last 3 years. Hey, watch
Specifically this
Atlanta.
one.
Good luck, Jose, because next week we go to Phoenix.
What a downgrade.
Hey, I throw this out there. Let's do Atlanta like Phoenix and have the dog leg. on all the corners.
Let's
throw it out there.
Oh gosh,
It might
All
get
right.
better.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip the kind of the show sheet thing. We've been talking about the Cup. Let's stick with Cup, and then we'll jump back to Xfinity since we're still kind of there.
Okay.
So Matt, you mentioned you weren't about the pit entry and the pit road, but now you are.
I'm about
confused.
it. That was wild. All right. So first off, the drivers forgot how fast they needed to
So
go down
okay,
pit road.
let's
That was crazy.
Hold on, Jake.
Multiple.
Hold on, before we go in there, just in case we got someone that doesn't know, can you explain this pit road because it is a little different?
Okay.
I want to make
Thank
sure
you.
we get the details right.
I
So
need to also
Pit
remember.
road entry starts at going into turn 3, and you have to stay below the apron all the way around. Under yellow flag, you maintain 45 miles per hour from that pit road entry all the way around until you leave pit road out in turn 1. Under green, you are allowed to take the apron section before you get to the actual real straight pit road with all the boxes. The apron section under green, you're allowed to go 95. And we saw multiple drivers
I forgot that.
forgot about the 95 and slowed all the way down to 45. I mean, it was just wild.
My favorite part
Denny
of
Hamlin, Brad, those were some notable ones. Right off
Brad
the
and
bat.
Chastain.
Chastain.
No,
was one.
Chastain was
Chastain
too
should have
fast.
wrecked.
Chastain was speeding.
Wild.
Or was it Elliott? Then?
I don't
'Cause
know.
it was-
Brad was slower.
It was
Chastain was
Chastain.
just way
Okay.
too fast.
Chastain was hauling, and he had to cut it on the inside to get around Brad.
I think what
yeah,
I
that's
think
what I
what
was gonna say.
caused
Wild.
I thought it was Brad who he almost hit. For
Yeah, it was
sure.
Brad.
I think
and
that's
Chastain.
what probably caused Chastain to speed. Is because Brad slowed down so much that he had to go to the inside, and when you go to the inside of that scoring, because it's on a radius, if you take the shorter way around, that's
Right.
It could
a
be.
shorter time. Because it's not about miles per hour; it's about your time from this line
to this
to
line.
this line. So if you cut the corner, like same at Bristol, Martinsville, you
It's
want to
really
be right
easy.
up against the wall
It's really easy
to
to
take
mess up.
advantage of the time. Because if you cut the radius, technically you're speeding because your time in the sections are shorter.
Yes.
So I think that probably contributed a
much science.
lot with.
It's a lot
Chastain
easier than
speeding.
doing it the way that they'd have to do it with a bunch of cops with radar guns out there or something. This is Georgia. They take speeding very serious there.
Yeah, we don't speed in Georgia.
Actually,
What's up,
Georgia
Mark? I
State
see your
Troopers.
text. see your
Yep.
thing.
Ayo.
Oh yeah, we got like people talking to us. I haven't missed that. So yeah. So
Oh wait, I want to answer Kuzman's question before we move on.
Go
He
ahead.
says,
You got
"Don't
it.
they basically have a cruise control button that helps hold RPMs?" No, they don't.
I don't know.
They
that.
don't have that. That is a IndyCar and F1
F1
thing.
thing, yeah.
NASCAR does not have that. You have
the
literally
lights.
you have a tachometer, and they tell you what RPM you're trying to hold. They do have little lights on there to help you nail it down super close. But like when we were in Daytona last week, the pit road speed is 55 miles per hour. They give you a 5 mile per hour grace buffer, whatever you want to call
5
it.
miles per hour. They give you a whole grace.
Yeah.
I thought it was strict. I
So-
thought it was
grace?
strict.
So they give you a 5 mile per hour
55 miles
grace.
per hour. You go 56 miles per hour. You
No.
done.
No.
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 So at Daytona, that when they do that thing and they go through and they're dialing in the pit road speed, they're running
They're
a
all doing 60.
no, they're running a 59.5, 59.3, 59.8.
So that's
Oh, that's
so when
toxic.
when drivers
if you go 59.99, you're good. You go 60.0, busted.
They
But
drive
see-
like me.
but see no
They
but
go
see,
about 5 miles per hour over.
yeah.
And we're
but-
good.
No, but see here's
that's
the
like in
problem.
real life.
So the drivers then like will sit there and complain about NASCAR and be like, man, they're just being ridiculous. And it's like we give you 5 miles an hour of a buffer.
I can't
You're
believe
the
I've
one
been watching
speeding.
this sport for 5 years.
You didn't know about the 5 mile per hour?
I never knew that.
It doesn't get talked about very much.
They give
to
you a
be
little
honest.
grace thing, Yeah, it's interesting.
You know
But yeah,
what?
no, they
now
don't. They have,
nobody
they have
should
no
ever
pit
have an
road
issue.
speed limit.
You should know at this point that NASCAR rules are basically give an inch, take a mile.
That's very true. Very true. All right. So pit
Was
road
it a call?
obviously being very, very unusual here. My biggest problem with pit road though is still like, man, you go a lap if you have to serve a penalty here.
You're
oh,
done, bro.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. Well, I say-
unless your name's Logano.
And Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
Ross
Yeah,
Chastain
Ross.
came back from multiple laps down.
Yeah.
Logano, can we talk about the
Yes.
biggest,
guy.
luckiest break of probably the entire year?
He better go buy a freaking scratch off
Bro.
or whatever lottery's going on right now. He better go get something because he's the luckiest man alive.
Bro, we all had him in our fantasy league. Literally
Everyone.
everybody. And
He
we
gets
all changed it
penalized.
as soon as they announced a penalty, which I guess we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Was that even legal? Is this penalty even legal?
It's
What do you mean?
It's costume design.
Oh my gosh.
What if you wanted to wear a wig or something during the race? Are you going to get a penalty for it?
Logano
So-
did. He
so-
got hair plugs.
The rule is
Shut up, DJ.
Logano got penalized for modifying his glove. So the problem is, I don't think there's really a rule that you can't like have a glove because he had like basically a big like almost
Webbing.
look like a webbing like a baseball glove.
Yeah.
So he could stick it out the window and get more air off the spoiler. I don't know that there's any rule against having a glove like that, but the problem is you cannot alter the tested design from STI, the product or the manufacturer that provides those gloves.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
So
telling you.
he could have, compromised the glove by
Could have,
stitching something into it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But who's
Maybe.
to say they don't release a glove with
Dude,
the webbing on it?
I'm
Why
telling
not?
you, I am telling you, if I'm Penske, I'm like, how many orders does it take for you guys to make this as a readily available? I'll buy all of them.
Jeff.
Literally, we'll buy them all.
You're into baseball. Just go buy a baseball mitt at that point.
Stop.
I mean,
Do
good.
do qualifying.
Or
Throw
like-
the baseball mitt out there. How?
How
I mean,
ridiculous
technically,
is this gonna
technically,
get?
the
Let's do
baseball,
it.
the
What-
baseball gloves.
it, a
they don't-
Louisville?
They have some grip, but like you're thinking of more like the wide receiver gloves from football,
Yes.
where they have like that like,
No,
almost plastic.
no, this
No,
was
I'm thinking
literally
like
from,
you're the
from the
catcher.
index
Yeah.
finger to the thumb. It was like webbed up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was
You
wild.
look like some amphibious animal or something. Something crazy.
I mean, it is Joey Logano.
Man trying to be like a frog.
He is kind of ripped.
I did see somebody on Twitter called him dolphin teeth. I was like, okay.
Oh Lord, we're off the rails.
no, that's-
all right,
that's crazy,
we're back,
though.
y'all.
I will
so-
say I've
go
never
ahead.
seen. Maybe it's been a while, but I don't remember ever seeing an issue with gloves as far as like inspection, like tech.
Hey,
you know?
listen.
So I did when
I
we
don't
went to
remember
the
that.
racetrack. Me and Matt did learn, and when we were working with DGM, part of the inspection process is they check all this driver safety stuff, everything.
Oh,
they
wow.
check all because all of it has expiration dates and things expire. Like the window net has a date, the seat belts have a date. I mean,
100%.
everything has a
Oh
date.
wow,
and
that's
you're
crazy.
not buying it until it's expired.
No,
There's no point in making an extra expense.
yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
Oh wow.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is wild.
So yeah, man, talk about a lucky break though for him. Like
Oh, that was stupid, bro.
literally gets told, okay, you're gonna have to go to the back of the line and you got to serve a drive-through.
Was it
I
about
will say I'm
5
the
of
one
us?
that mentioned it in the chat, and then I kept him.
Everyone.
I kept him anyway,
I wanted
and
to.
I was like, "Oh, this is working out so great for me," and then he wrecked anyway.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad you wrecked.
I'm not gonna lie.
5 of us changed our picks.
I
Oh, yeah.
changed, and I wasn't going to.
I wasn't
like,
going to tell
he'll
anybody,
be all
and neither
right.
was Matt. And then I started seeing the changes trickling. And I was like, dang it, they found out.
I saw it 1 minute after it was posted on Facebook.
So
by
did I.
NASCAR.
Yeah, I knew.
I saw it. I was just on Facebook.
I knew everyone picked him, so I'm like, maybe if I say something, I'll scare some people into changing.
That was the
wasn't-
luckiest break.
I
of all
wasn't
time,
going
though.
to, and then Matt and Jake were both like, "Man, going a lap down here is like the
Oh,
worst
he's
thing
going to
ever."
start 2 laps down.
He's gonna start 2 laps down. I'm like, God, no. All right,
well,
I'll
if it
change
played
it.
out anything like we'll talk
Let
about
it-
later, the
normal.
Xfinity or the truck race, 2 laps down, your day's up.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about that. Right, Joey Logano had to serve his penalty, but there was a wreck on what,
Lap
lap
two.
2.
Yeah, but if he's already on pit road, which he was, then he can serve the penalty.
16 people wrecked out though, or
That's
wrecked,
crazy,
quote
bro.
unquote wrecked. There was what 6 of them that actually wrecked
I think-
out. Were done.
I don't
4
think
or
it was even
5.
that many. Yeah.
I had one. I had Bell straight up in my fantasy
Well, he
league.
Yeah, that
he didn't
sucks.
wreck out, but he
He was
he
done,
limped
bro.
around
He
all
was
day.
probably
Yeah.
50 laps behind by the end of the race. Like,
Something like that.
Noah Gregson got knocked out. Well, I don't know if he DNF, but he got beat up pretty bad. And then yeah.
there was a lot that just
Man,
got piled up.
I hate this for Josh Williams.
Again, Josh
We're off
Williams,
Yeah.
start to the year.
2 for 2, wrecked out on like lap
And
5.
the Xfinity race. Well, he didn't make the Clash. Wrecks out at Daytona in the Xfinity race, like lap 4 or 5 or whatever. And then here, lap 2, man, wrecked out, done. Like
Another one was like Hocevar.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Hocevar, well, I don't know. He came back toward the end there and was suddenly like in the mix toward the end. I don't know where he ended up finishing, but
he wrecked.
did he
Yeah,
end up
he
wrecking?
got-
The last
he
caution,
got bonked.
hit hard.
But he was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he did.
He got bonked hard.
he got nailed on that one.
he was a
Um,
77, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Dude,
still, Austin
airborne.
Dillon,
Yeah.
Austin Dillon
Yo.
lost it.
yeah.
The 23 lost it. A Bubba Wallace. I mean, just straight up, just cut across the field all the way down.
Yeah.
And then cut back up. I don't know what Ty Gibbs was doing. He straight up was playing.
Baby,
You know-
that's baby Gibbs to you.
It is Baby Gibbs until he wins the race. He's always Baby Gibbs. But
Even
he was
after
going
he
up
wins.
and down. He hit Bell on purpose.
That was weird. There was a lot of
Sad.
weird stuff going on there.
It was a wild wreck.
Another weird thing that kind of happened in the race. Denny Hamlin gained spots after being involved in a wreck.
What is up with that? Denny Hamlin.
Matt does not
Joey
understand this
Logano.
rule at all.
This rule is so stupid. It has happened 2 weeks in a row. William Byron caused a wreck last week. Somehow stays up front and wins the 500.
NASCAR does not officiate rules by NASCAR Heat, where if you're in a wreck, you go to the back. Matt
The
cannot get
rules
this.
need
Matt
to
cannot get this
match.
through his head. It's like I tell him and it just bounces off, like it never went through.
You
We've
caught-
had this conversation for
you-
probably
all
6
the time.
months.
All the time.
You literally are in a wreck, in the wall. You are slow. You come down to the apron. All the cars pass you.
No, it's not true. He maintained speed.
He was
So the only people he
on the
passed was the guys
apron.
that wrecked in front of him that
Watch
went to pit road.
Watch it again. He was on the apron. Everyone passed him.
I mean, that was
It
another
made
thing.
no sense. And then somehow this hooligan starts second.
What am I doing?
I don't know what you guys are doing over
No,
there.
I was just showing
But,
DJ
like,
a note.
this guy, I don't know what is up with Denny Hamlin. He's got some kind of magic, but he starts second on the restart. Who is this guy? This guy is like he's blessed by
He's
Michael
Dickie
Jordan.
Hamlin, bro.
Blessed.
Dickie has
I
been.
don't, I didn't want to say the word, but yeah, he's Dickie has been, and he's up there, and he's just running along until he wrecks again.
Just
It's
keeps chugging
magical.
along.
I don't know.
Magical.
I just don't understand how he wrecks and gains position.
Because the two guys in front of him.
They
DNF.
need to give that opportunity
Yeah.
to Brad.
I mean,
Yeah, Brad does.
I'm just saying.
That's only when he doesn't destroy his car first.
So
Whoever NASCAR
Brad
wants.
completely has lost all talent, spins out by himself.
Oh, okay, okay.
And takes out two other drivers, and you want him to gain spots? That's kind of unrealistic.
Sounds like a NASCAR rule to me.
I mean, the Denny Hamlin
Stupid,
thing,
bro.
The Denny Hamlin thing was also working out well for me until he wrecked. So I mean,
Again.
Same here.
again, my
in what,
drivers
4
have
wrecks?
a trend this week of having great luck, and then just it runs out.
It's okay.
Honestly, I would look at my week and I'm like, it's a super speedway. Had 2 drivers finishing in the top 10. The other 2, we won't talk about them, but I'm like, that's still a good day.
Bro, I had 3
it's a
DNFs.
super speedway.
I
Like,
had 3 DNFs.
Perfect.
That's
UBI.
rough.
I'm just
That
relying.
is-
I'm just relying.
I think
on
Brad.
My stage
I had Blaney and I had
How long till Talladega?
Chastain and I had Byron. So yeah, Brad was my only DNF. April 20th for Talladega.
another crazy thing that happened in the race. Chastain wrecks Chase Elliott.
Get out of the way, bro. If you can't handle it, get out of the way.
At first, the funniest
Brad
part was
just
at
punted
first,
him right down
I
the
think
pit
I know
road.
what you're
See you
about to
later.
say.
No, just like at first we're just like watching it and we're like, oh man, what happened? Chase Elliott got loose, and then they're like, you hear it on the broadcast because the broadcast, anytime Chastain's in the same zip code, it's Chastain was right behind him. I don't know what happened. And every time. And then I'm like, oh, well, we'll see. And then we watch like the side on profile shot, and it's like, oh,
that's pretty bad.
no, he
I just love
Yep.
how
Bro, it's just Chase couldn't handle it, bro. He had to lift in the corner, and Brad Ross wasn't
Get
going to
off
live.
the Brad train, bro.
I almost mentioned
Get
this.
your-
no,
get
I was
your
gonna
mind
say
out of the gutter.
Brad wouldn't live, but Ross just wouldn't lift.
I almost mentioned this when we were watching, but I just want to point out like how Jake used to be the most diehard Chase
Thank
Elliott.
that
you.
is true.
Yes.
Yes.
And now he's like, no, what Chase Elliott, you just got what you deserve, man.
Hold on. Give me one
Chastain,
second. Give me one
you know,
second. Hold on.
Matt's gonna go get your collection. Oh god. Oh
my
god.
The whole
this
the whole
guy.
Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I got-
Matt's collecting.
Matt, are you good, bro? Oh,
I don't know. Oh, yeah, you get the helmet.
The helmet.
Little spit shine on it.
Get him out of here.
I still like it.
Chase Elliott ran out of talent.
You know,
This guy decided he was gonna break his leg, and then he had surgery on his arm, and he ain't showed back up,
Shoulder.
he just broke down, bro.
bro.
And Jake's like, he's just not the same. Switch
I
his
think he
hats.
needs to retire. I'm gonna be honest. I think Hendrick.
Retire.
He's already a champ. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Like, let it be. Like, I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
Like,
gosh.
I just think like Hendrick just needs some
that
personality.
number
and
true?
Chase Elliott.
It's
is
pretty
just
close.
Not there.
Oh, hold on, Lindsay just sent us. Jake has 15 Chase Elliott cars or
Shirts.
Are you
shirts.
serious? 15? That's more than shirts than I have of Brad, bro. I got like 5.
And
And like,
and I haven't
hold
seen
on.
him. I
Lindsay's
haven't
added
s-
more context. 6 hats.
6 hats.
Oh my god.
And I haven't.
Let's not talk
seen-
about all the cars
Look,
that are
bro.
over there on the wall.
Here's
And I haven't seen Jake wear one of them in probably over a year.
It's been
Yeah,
a
bro,
while.
been a
I
sad
found a new
year.
guy. How could you blame me for going with the local hero Ross?
Oh,
The local hero.
This man was never a
The
real
menace.
diehard Hendrick.
The menace of Ross Chastain.
Temporarily while Junior was there, that was it.
Where's the track house #1 shirt?
Yeah, I'll probably wear it next week.
It's on the way, right?
no, he
hey.
needs a 99 after today.
They're doing all right, bro. They're
Dude,
doing
right?
all right
They're
after
doing all
after I
right.
spent all my money at their hauler.
They appreciate your
You funded
contribution.
The 99's win today.
All right. One more thing.
Maxed out his car.
All right, I'm
We've
gonna
got-
get this helmet out of here.
Get that crap out of here.
No, I mean, I like
out of here.
I like Chase. I really do. I love Hendrick Motorsports. I love the way they do business. I love everything about it. But I want personality.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, I just love personality. So what I love about Ross is personality. You grab Ross trying to give him some lip, he just punches you right in the face.
Just grabs,
that's what-
grabs
you know,
your right arm so you
one of
can't
my
fight
favorite
and then
moments-
punches you.
During
very
COVID, my
construction
favorite
fuel.
moment of Chase Elliott was when he got wrecked by Kyle Busch and came out and flipped him off.
Yeah.
Like, I like that guy. And then when he got wrecked by Denny Hamlin, he was riling up the crowd. And when
Yep.
he got in Harvick's,
Yep.
I like that
Yep.
Chase Elliott. But part of the Hendrick thing is you just don't act like that.
It's so sad.
Yeah, man, because
It's
these guys
so
have great
sad.
personality. So,
Yeah.
They need like a Hendrick podcast.
God,
just-
no one would. That would be.
Cycle
look,
through
man.
the
Can you
4
imagine?
drivers.
It'd be like us, but like with no fun.
that would be the most boring podcast.
like-
it might actually be.
I can
Never
just
mind.
see
I'm
it.
gonna take that back.
The whole time, Byron's just sitting there building Legos, not even listening.
Hey,
Chase
so
is,
this is
Chase is just running his mouth like, yeah, you know.
So
I'm really
apparently,
excited to be
Since
here.
we're going to talk about that, apparently Lego is looking into a sponsorship
I'm not
opportunity with
surprised.
Byron.
That's a brilliant idea.
bro.
That's
That'd
a
be
real thing?
Sweet looking
Bro.
car. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that would be fire, bro.
Bro,
William
can you imagine
Byron
if
was
they
the-
could get
Sweet
it-
looking car.
Like they could make it actually like shaped like Legos.
I said when we were at Daytona,
I want to see
I
Nate
tweeted
with a Lego Byron hat.
I
The
tweeted when
Lego
we were at
head
Daytona.
is a big hat.
Yeah, big Lego hat.
Instead of the big hat, it's just
It's
a giant Lego head.
and he's got the
Oh
arms.
my god! I said at Daytona, you want to have an awesome fan interaction experience, like in the fan zone. Have William Byron out there with big cameras of him building Legos,
Yeah,
Click, click.
bro.
Sweet.
People would be all over that. You know they would.
All the kids with OCD would love it.
I
I would
will
be
say,
included.
man, it pays to be.
Look at him put that. Look at him put that sticker on. Oh, it's perfect.
Why, Lindsay? Why are you dogging me as like a
I will say-
bandwagoner? God dang!
I will say,
I just,
That,
hey,
that
I
is
just
true. He
haven't
did have a
found-
short Bowman face.
You've gone
I'm still a
from
Bowman
Junior.
fan. I'm
Jacob,
still a Bowman
you've gone
fan.
from Junior
Yeah.
to Elliott to Ross. You've gone 3.
Don't forget about Bowman.
No, there was Bowman
Oh,
in there.
Bowman was in
But
there
I'm a
too.
Hendrick Motorsports fan, like all the Hendrick guys.
being a lifelong
I've been
Hendrick
a-
But
fan.
I'm hanging my hat on the Ross Chastain bandwagon. I'm
Hey, I
going,
ain't hating
bro.
on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm a plant my ground.
When you
right
bullied me into liking NASCAR, you said you got to find a driver. You got to
And
like
you,
someone.
your choice was Brad.
I
No,
mean,
actually, I
I
picked
get
Tony
bullied for my
Stewart at
driver all the
first.
time.
Oh,
Believe it
wow,
or not,
yeah.
it was just his retirement year. And I was like, well, I can't like this guy after this year. Like, he's not going to race anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to pick.
And then it
Brian.
was Kenseth for a little while.
Kenseth. Yep. I like the
Oh,
20
okay.
car for a little bit.
And then
I
when
think
he
he
retired,
retired
he
the same
he
year.
went to Jones.
He was
Look,
with Jones
man.
for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I had
talk
some
about a
Jones fans.
bandwagoner, bro. This guy just
Look,
jumping
man,
everywhere.
It was something
I
about the
get-
20.
No,
I
but
don't know.
once you land
I kind
on-
of like Bell too, to be honest. I'll throw it out there. Bell, he's 2 years
Well,
in
I
a
was
row.
about to say something.
Oh my god!
I
you
get-
guys
No, I
are
like
freaking
Bell.
rude.
Look, man, I get bullied for my driver. I had like 4 of y'all be sending
talking
me
about
Jimmy
Ju-
Johnson memes.
Bro, you need to move on. This man is retired.
That was hilarious.
I'm like, look,
Bro.
I'm a Hendrick fan now because my boy retired. But like everyone's
Jeff,
like,
who's
"Oh."
your driver? Who's your driver now?
I mean, when he,
Who's
when
your
he
driver?
Does, when he does race Jimmy Johnson, I'm not gonna
Stop. Listen, me and you like finishing like 35th in a race. Like, who is your driver?
I'm not gonna lie. I think no.
like as of right now.
Yes.
I'm just a
Jeff
Hendrick
gives me
guy. I don't-
like
Oh my
big
God.
like Rick Ware racing vibes.
Justin Haley vibes, bro.
stop.
Honestly.
No, I'm still a
That
Hendrick
or
guy.
Corey
I'm just
LaJoy.
kind of like
Are you
Corey
a Bowman
LaJoy.
fan?
Corey
Hey,
LaJoy.
you want me to dog you real hard?
Brokeback Momo.
You probably like Corey LaJoy. He gets close but never wins. Welcome back to the podcast.
I thought it was Brokeback Bowman.
Brokeback Bowman.
No, stop. You gotta stop.
Stop. Oh my God.
He
Mute
broke
his
his
mic.
back. It happened. What are you talking about?
That's actually perfect.
Yes, it is.
All right, moving on.
Hey, Bowman did actually run pretty good
Tony
Can we-
Bragg.
can we-
last
please
week and
move
this week. Yeah. All right, move on.
yeah. We went 4 wide. Last thing we're going to talk about at this race, 4
For a
wide.
whole lap.
And it
That
happened
was
twice.
crazy. Yeah.
Didn't it?
For a
Yeah.
whole
But we went.
lap.
Didn't
it was a
work
whole
so
lot.
good the second time.
Yeah. I think the first time gave him some false confidence.
Do you put any blame on that second one with Briscoe and Hamlin? I can't put any blame there. I mean, they barely made contact.
I don't think
right
it-
on the cross the bumps going into 3.
I think that's if you ask me, Briscoe was extreme. He was wiggling all over the place.
Oh, he was super
So
loose.
I don't know how. I mean, his car was fast, so I don't know if it was trimmed more for speed or kind of handling or how that kind of played out. But if you ask me, it was trimmed more for speed, and I think that's what we saw there was just it was wiggling all over the place. 4 wide at Atlanta. There's not a lot of room. Y'all are children.
You know who else had wiggle
Yes.
room?
Who, Matt?
No.
No, go ahead. Tell me.
No, I ain't bringing it up.
No, come on.
No.
Move on.
It's not appropriate.
All right. So
We
y'all don't want to talk about.
We just got
Lindsay. Yeah, Lindsay's like trying
The
to
race
babysit
was
us.
great. Suarez
removal.
won. Blaney second. Bush
Okay,
third.
sorry. One more thing about this race. So Suarez, wow, I got you all your attention. Awesome.
You are a producer.
That doesn't mean a thing. Y'all never listen to me.
Kind of true.
Like, come on. No, but like, what does this do for Suarez and his team?
He's top 16.
Locked in the playoffs.
locked-
I mean,
playoffs?
I think
Yeah.
that's basically
Well-
a lock. I mean, it's not, but it probably is.
It's a fair
Something
shot.
we haven't talked about. Do you think we see 16 winners this year
Yes.
before the playoffs?
Probably.
I'm leaning that way.
That's been the
Yes.
trend last 2
I don't
years
know.
or whatever.
The last few years has
Bro,
trended
front,
down,
okay,
but
Front Row Motorsports
they look
showing up the first 2 weeks.
McDowell's going to get a win. You
Dude,
know
there's-
he's going to get a win.
with a couple road courses.
Yes.
Gillen looks fast.
Maybe. Yes.
A speedway?
Experience. Maybe
I'm gonna
no.
guess we probably get 14, but there's a threat of getting a 16.
You're listen. I'm gonna throw it out there. I think the 48 and the 9 are gonna get a win this year. Don't know where.
48
gonna
and the
happen.
9. Oh yeah.
They're gonna get a
I
win.
think
I
all,
think all
all
4
five.
Hendricks
All,
are
yeah,
gonna
all
win.
4 Hendricks are gonna win.
That'll push
Yeah.
you over the 16.
You know, all Gibbs are gonna win. Ty Gibbs is gonna win this year.
no,
He
that.
has to.
Yeah, probably.
It's gonna
He
come
has
in
to.
like a Kansas or something like that where they're so good.
Yep.
That's gonna show up. So you know they're
Bubba,
gonna
Reddick
win.
are gonna win.
They're probably gonna
Someone.
win.
They very
one
well
of the
could.
So
two.
between Hendrick, Gibbs, and them, you're 10 plus 2 other.
Trackhouse.
You know,
I'm sure Busher might win one.
You know
I'm not
Ross
sure about
probably
Brad,
gonna win.
but-
I mean, I think there's a real shot to get to 16 this year.
One. Yes. Yep. Maybe even more.
So
Maybe
I
even
think.
like
So what you're
19.
saying? What does that do for Suarez? If it's me, the threat is so real for 16 winners. If there's if there's 17 winners, somebody who won is not going to make it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Got to get another win.
Your entire mindset has to switch to points.
Yes.
Stage wins. If you can
No,
get a
it's
race
all about
win,
stage wins
if
and race
you can get a
wins
race
now.
win, 100%. But stage wins.
If,
Stage wins.
if
stage
I'm
wins,
Suarez's
stage wins.
team, I'm going for the points in the stage
You
win.
have to.
Yep.
Yeah, that I think
Same
that's
with Byron.
a big
I'm
thing.
gonna throw it out there. Same with Byron. He
Well, yeah.
needs to get stage wins.
You playing footsies with me, Jeff?
I'm not
Hey,
trying
easy,
Yo,
easy,
bro.
gentlemen.
Hey,
Oh,
yo.
jeez.
Hey,
This is what happens,
respectable
Mark.
podcast.
This is what happens when you give us Peach.
Yo,
Every time.
Hey.
Broke back.
Stop it.
Yeah, Princess Peach over here.
Stop.
Bro, I think
Mario.
Jeff trying to get some of my peach, bro. Rub it up on my foot, dude.
Oh.
I had one sip of it. Y'all be
All
All right.
hard.
Jeez. Okay. So I think that's good for Suarez. Do you think he's still in the hot seat?
Oh gosh, getting a win.
It's too early.
Listen, I
Tell,
would
bro.
say at this point, yes. I'd still say he's in a hot
I would
seat.
say yes because of SVG top 3 yesterday.
Exactly. I would still say yes. Now, let's go 15 races in. Let's see how many stage points he gets.
So-
how many stage wins. If he gets another win, you know, the conversation might. I could see Trackhouse just buying another charter. Just
So
buying
here's
someone
my
out.
question. I don't think anybody's buying charters this year until the charter agreement's figured out, and we're going to go into that
Agreed.
later.
I do not.
But if the charters go away, why is Suarez on the hot seat? He obviously can sell the whole car all year. Just start a third team.
I
You don't-
agree.
If you don't need charters, I mean, we'll talk
I-
about that later. But I think
not really later. It's the
Oh, I
next
thought
topic.
you
I
meant-
think he definitely took
Let's
some
talk about
pressure off
Yeah.
himself.
I
Suarez,
could.
Well, let's
let's
finish
talk
this.
about the truck
Finish.
and Xfinity and go into some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
news. But I think he took the pressure off for now, but he needs to perform the rest of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
He cannot DNF the rest of the year.
No.
Just
He
a
cannot
really
play
a
dumb,
solid
stupid
year.
things.
I think this win certainly helps. But
The
yeah, he
99
needs to-
car has gotten better consistently. He hasn't won,
Mhm.
but he's gotten consistently better. Not much, but better.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
think he's
win.
been kind of plateaued.
You think so? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think
Last
he's
His
year-
got
first
last year he
year
did.
was his best,
his first.
and he kind
year-
of dropped and then kind of stayed.
No, I'd say his first year was okay, and then the second year was when Ross came in, and that was probably his best year.
That's when he won Sonoma, right?
That's when he won
Yeah.
Sonoma.
Yeah, that's
then,
true.
Then
That's
the
true.
next year, which was last year, I think he kind of I
He
wouldn't
won
say dipped down.
stages last year though.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was what 20th
Yeah.
in points. Like he wasn't. He was kind of
But
close.
one
but-
race win would have got him in.
Oh yeah, he would have been
to
in.
like maybe 13th.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. So I mean, I definitely think this win today helps that his situation
agree.
definitely. Does it remove that hot seat? Probably not, because it's a super speedway, and as Denny Hamlin has said, you can get lucky at super.
I think it
speedways.
just at least alleviates the pressure.
It does. I think that takes pressure off of him for him to now to really stretch his legs.
I mean,
out
he
and
gets to
everything.
pretty much go home and know he's good till September. That's wild.
Yeah, that is kind of
Like that's wild.
that is pretty crazy. All right, let's.
Mark, to answer your question, yes, we are drinking peach.
Mine's almost gone.
Appreciate you, sir.
Can you fill it up, please? No, I'm just kidding. Drive up here. So let's move on and talk. Talk about the Xfinity race, the truck race a little bit. and
Let's
then
talk
we'll
about
jump-
trucks because Xfinity, there's not a whole lot to
There's
say
not
about
much-
trucks. It was
yeah.
a pretty good race.
I
didn't
did not
hate it.
watch trucks. I cannot talk on
Okay.
that.
I mean, it wasn't
I
a
picked
bad
Kyle
race.
Busch to win it, so I'll take the dub. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I watched most of it.
It wasn't.
I think
it
it
wasn't
would
like
be better
Daytona.
at night. It would be better at night.
Yeah.
I agree.
A little more grip.
Yep.
I mean, that's really all there really is to say about trucks. Kyle Busch went in there.
There was
Dominated.
a truck race
I will
at
say-
Atlanta.
The announcers threw some serious shade. I don't know who was starting on the front row with Kyle Busch,
I think I know what you're talking about.
but they're like, between these two drivers on the front row, they have 64 wins in the trucks, and Kyle Busch has all of them. I was like, God dang, bro.
Someone's got an agenda
That's a
there.
little rude.
I remember that. I was like,
I was like, man, just throw this.
That sounds like a Michael Waltrip joke.
Bro, I don't know who the other truck driver was, but I was like, bro, what the chill, fam? Golly.
That's so funny.
yeah, that's dirty.
So there was a truck race. It was in Atlanta. Kyle Busch won. Moving on.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
So, moving on to Xfinity. Do you guys think it was a good race, or do you think it
Trash.
was a bit of a snoozer?
Trash.
I thought it was a snoozer.
It was not
watched,
good.
I watched the majority of it, and I would say it was a snoozer.
I kind of turned it off. I'm not gonna lie.
The only interesting part,
I was like, this got
the
boring.
only interesting part was the announcers talking about fuel mileage, and probably 5 cars running out of gas on the last lap.
At least, yeah.
5 cars,
On the
because
last
there's 5
restart?
cars that didn't pit, and I think Austin Hill was the only one who survived.
Man, I'll say the RCR cars, stupid fast, bro.
Bro.
Oh, my God.
Even he had extra to burn out. That's bro.
yeah, extra.
Bro, that car needs to really be looked at. I'm gonna be
Hey.
honest.
They got something.
They
in
got
there.
something figured out.
Yeah.
I
Now,
mentioned it
why
last week.
can't they make it in cup? Let's talk about where is the difference?
It's a different
Yeah.
car.
Some different cars. Something
It'll be interesting to see how they do going to non-super speedway tracks. But I don't know what you guys, but in my opinion, the
Top
truck
tens, baby.
package should stay the same. Obviously, the Cup should stay the same. The Xfinity, I think they should go to the normal intermediate track package. No more super speedway package.
Probably say that. Yeah.
Try it.
at Atlanta. Let's clarify.
Yeah, at Atlanta.
Okay.
At Atlanta. Yep. I think the problem is like the Cup car and the trucks, they have so much downforce and they have so much drag. The car can stay gripped up and run in a pack. The Xfinity car has considerably less.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just why they can't. It's all about handling. So if you're going to run handling, just go back to the normal package. Or run the same, motor with a restrictor and just run a smaller spoiler. I don't know, something. The Xfinity has to
Yeah.
change. Normally, the Xfinity is one of the best races of the weekend, and that race
Well,
sucked.
especially compared to the Cup race today.
The best thing that happened in that race was people running out of fuel at the end.
Yeah.
Mixed it all up.
That did.
And that's the only part I watched. So.
And SVG getting third. That was,
Hey, proud of him, man. That's
that
cool.
was.
He actually ran a good race.
He
last
did.
night.
I mean, he, of course, he's not like blowing anyone's doors off or anything like that. But like, this is
held
what
his own.
Yeah, held his
Yeah.
own. This is
He's
what his
only gonna get
second.
better.
This is only
Yeah,
his
man.
second super speedway. I
That's
can't.
crazy.
I can't
Oval
wait.
race in
I
general.
cannot wait to see this guy on a road course in
Oh,
that
bro, it's
Xfinity car.
AJ Allmendinger versus SVG.
Oh my,
that's gonna
dude.
be hard.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Actually,
I spilled my macchiato. I'm giving it all I got.
Oh, that was funny.
Silly AJ.
Bro, Kuzman is hating on Austin Dillon. He says Austin Dillon is a difference, and that's why RCR's Cup program is slow.
Oh.
Bro, I think Austin Dillon,
Oh, golly.
he's got probably one more year, and Austin Hill's taking that seat, dude.
Why
And-
not? I mean, okay.
Well,
I know the why
I
not.
was gonna say,
I mean,
Silver
Lewis,
Spoon Awards. I get it. But
Yeah.
Lewis is trashing him in the chat
how
all the
often?
time too.
How
In
often
the group chat.
do you, as an owner, want to lose because one of your drivers is subpar?
there's gonna come a point.
Who would be a better
I'm sorry.
teammate for Kyle Busch?
Jacob, you think he's a great driver, right?
Austin Hill.
I think he's good.
Oh God.
He has some pretty impressive wins on his resume.
After today's race, you thought he was good.
And a Truck Series championship, an Xfinity Series champion. He's not a bad driver. He's just not elite.
He's not in money.
See,
He's not where he's not.
this
there
is
where
this
they're
is
trying
where
to
if I'm
take
RCR, I'm like, is there a way I could swap him?
Austin Hill.
Put
I mean,
100%. You say, grandson, you're going to Xfinity.
You're going to Xfinity, and you're going to rack up a boatload of wins probably in there. Because
Yep.
I think at that point, he's probably one of the better Xfinity drivers if he goes full time.
Here's what I think. Austin Dillon, if the program is good, he runs really good, but he can't make the program better.
Kyle Busch is the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyle
Really?
Busch is the guy that will make the program better.
Yep. I could go
Austin
with
Hill is probably in that same boat. Similar,
Maybe. Kind of makes you wonder.
you know?
Who, Bobby Hill?
Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill.
Bobby Hill.
Yes. Another crazy thing that, hold on, let's see. Kuzman just said something. I will say that he has had some bad luck, but I believe he did finish 29th.
Yeah,
in
no, he
points.
was just bad last year.
Bro,
The
he
3
sucks.
car was just bad.
No, he
Car
traditionally finishes what, like top 20?
He's normally pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's not, I mean, again, not elite, but not bad.
I mean,
No,
That's what I look for in my cup drivers.
I know, perfect.
Not
right?
great, but he'll get the job done.
Speaking of somebody who might
how are
be,
you a Brad fan?
Oh.
I think hasn't Austin Dillon won like
He
twice
brings-
since the last time
Hey,
Brad won?
He brings the buns. He brings the buns, bro.
You know that, right?
What?
Austin Dillon has won more recently than Brad,
I can't remember because I was at Brad's last win and it was great.
and it was years ago
It
at
was
Talladega.
2021.
2020. Chill. Chill,
Is it
fam.
2021?
All right.
I definitely got COVID off of it. So.
I had a perfect transition, and y'all ruined it.
Sorry.
Brad
Do
is.
you want me to talk
buns,
about Brad
low-key.
more?
No. Okay. All right, we're gonna talk about somebody who is absolutely dominating, and that is Jesse Love.
Ooh.
That man is. Do you guys think he's showing that he has unbelievable talent, or you think he's just really lucky?
I
right
think
now?
he just has God-given born talent, bro.
I
You think
agree.
it's talent?
Yes.
I think his
Yeah.
money.
I
100%.
there ain't
He
no
was-
money in ARCA.
He was in the best ARCA car, and now he's in arguably we've seen 2 super speedways. He's been in the one of the best super
So why didn't
speedways
Sheldon
cars.
Creed win?
Why didn't Jesse Love win?
Well, I mean, but he
It's
led
the
a lot
same
of
story.
I
laps.
will say Sheldon Creed was up there a lot. Was always toward the in the top 5 almost all
I don't
the
know.
time.
It's hard to say. We did 2 super speedways. RCR is always good at super speedways. I mean,
Yeah.
they won the Daytona 300 3 years in a row. Like they're nasty at super speedways.
300.
They qualified 1-2 last week and they qualified 1-2 this week. Like, I mean, they're so good. So we'll see how they shake out this year. But I really
His
think
money.
the smaller tracks, Jesse Love is going to be
I mean,
disgusting.
I
bro.
won't deny that NASCAR, the money does matter. But
Jesse
I will
Love's gonna
say,
get-
based off of what I've seen, I do feel like his talent is pretty raw in comparison to some other people.
Jesse
know?
Love
I
gonna get
agree.
rocked at smaller tracks with
He
AJ
might.
Allmendinger.
Well,
Or
we'll
not
see.
AJ. Sorry, not AJ. Allgaier. Justin Allgaier. He's gonna be at Martinsville. Like, excuse me. Oh, well,
Maybe.
in the wall.
Hold on. I'm just random thought I just noticed. You got a koozie on your can,
Yes.
and your drink is on the pool table.
Yes.
Big
Shouldn't that
brain.
be?
So this is warm.
Your
All
drink
right,
is
whatever.
not warm.
This drink is warm.
Sorry. Anyway, all right. Let's
one's
see. That's the cup, or that is Xfinity. That then let's see. What was there was something else we
It's the
wanted to
most
talk about.
AD thing I've ever.
Wasn't there something else we wanted to
DJ
talk? Oh, the charter stuff you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, the
charter
The
drama.
charter drama is getting crazy.
Yeah, can
the
you-
team
what's going on?
owners hired a professional sports lawyer
Whoa.
on behalf of them.
I forgot this guy. If I remember right, this guy doesn't he have like a huge resume of
Yes.
like
He's
major
like
things?
The guy.
So all the teams hired this guy, or is it
Yes.
like a
The,
combined?
what do they call it? The oh gosh, I forgot the name. It's basically they have a group of the owners that are negotiating with NASCAR. They're the ones that hired this guy.
Yo, that man's gonna make some money, dude.
Oh.
That man's gonna walk away some
Is
bands,
it Jeffrey
bro.
Kessler?
Yes.
I want to see. I want to.
Yeah. See if you have.
I want to pull up what he's done because it was insane. The things this guy's been a part of.
So basically, it's getting pretty heated. At Daytona, we didn't really talk about this last week, but at Daytona, all the teams got together and they invited the top brass of NASCAR, Jim France, Steve Phelps, all the big dogs, and to have a meeting. And NASCAR said, no, we're not coming.
Really?
And they rejected them.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. It's getting tense. So basically what it comes down to, NASCAR said, hey, we're getting this TV revenue. It's way more than what it used to be. And we're going to offer you a few more percent more than what you're getting now. So it's a win in NASCAR's eyes. But the team owners are fighting. They want basically 45, 50% of the revenue. And they want permanent charters to be at the seat and of the decision making. They want to have power in making decisions. Not all the power, but they want to be at the table. And when they talk about going to Mexico or Canada, they want to say. And that's not NASCAR style. So they're kind of like at a crossroads. I could very easily see, and I don't want to just like.
I could see both arguments.
Well,
Because you
I don't want to be like
you don't
doom and
want
gloom.
the teams to determine where NASCAR races, because they're gonna pick what's best for them.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. They're gonna pick all the states over here on their side. They're gonna pick all the easy tracks, all the ones they perform at. I get it, but on the same sense, you gotta pay who needs to be paid.
Yeah.
You know, you can't.
It's
be,
tough.
You can't
Yeah.
be smuggling all the money, and then not giving your teams enough to grow. If you don't have the growth in the sport, how are you gonna grow the sport?
Yeah.
It's. I
agree.
get both sides. I see the devil's advocate.
I could totally see if they don't reach a charter agreement, if NASCAR says they're going to Mexico, I could see most of the teams not going because the Clash does not pay enough money to go.
Why would you go to
The
Mexico?
Clash, even in LA, is a losing money for the teams. It pays a
Exactly.
quarter of the amount of a normal race.
Yeah, pretty much.
You lose money. Even if you win, you kind of break even.
Yeah.
Barely.
Like the Clash pays the entire
Well-
purse for the Clash for all 40 cars is $2 million.
Don't they? Didn't they?
So dumb.
Didn't
That's
NASCAR go to the
nothing.
teams and even say like specifically they're like you're gonna have to look at the Clash as an investment, not as a
Yeah.
points paying right? Which basically
that-
is
but
a
that's-
nice way of saying this is gonna cost you money.
I mean, pretty much the first 3 weeks of the NASCAR season are just you can. count
Yeah.
as
No,
a
it's
loss,
crazy.
The,
pretty much.
you have the Clash,
So-
Daytona, Atlanta,
and the duels. If you
and the
crash in
duels.
the duels,
You,
Yeah.
I mean, think of how much money these teams have spent.
No,
in
it's
just,
crazy.
Just
Yeah.
since the
4
Clash.
weeks.
just to win the 500. Basically.
I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is NASCAR basically started the charter thing to give the teams a little equity and to guarantee them starting spots instead of doing owners provisionals and all the stuff that they used to do. Like you could just guarantee your spot and guarantee a certain amount of revenue, a little stability. That's really all it was. The teams took it as a mentality of a franchise, which is why the price is completely blown out of proportion to like $40 million. And NASCAR is kind of standing back saying, hey, this was never a franchise. This was basically you can secure a starting spot. NASCAR is still ours, but this is just your guaranteed starting spot. So that's the big difference. I think it's crazy. I think if they go to
rough.
Mexico and they don't have the charter thing figured out, none of the big teams are going.
I 100% see that.
That's rough.
No.
I
Why?
could see your Spires going, your colleague, they would probably go.
Ugh,
But the
it's gotta
Hendricks,
be
the
so
Gibbs,
hard
they're
on
not
them.
going to go. No, but if they know a bunch of the big teams aren't going to go and they got a real shot
Just
to
send
win,
one
why not go?
driver. Just send one. One out of the
I don't
four.
know, man.
Maybe.
It's a mess.
So
Hey, you
just,
know,
just
Larson.
I want to give you guys
Go win it.
Just to give you guys, this is how big of a hitter this lawyer is. I know this is kind of going back that they've hired.
Yeah.
Okay. He helped the NCAA against the Supreme Court. Like,
I mean, this,
For
this
the,
is
is
the
that
quote
for
right
the,
here.
he's worked with Tom Brady.
So is
he
that for
helped
the-
with the U.S. women's national soccer team. Like this man,
Here-
college
here's the
athlete
quote
litigation against
right here.
NCAA.
Here's the quote.
Sounds like
He's
charters are
basically
staying.
the Michael Jordan of sports litigation.
And
Wow.
the go-to lawyer
is the
for
go-to
sports
guy.
labor and antitrust.
That's
disputes.
crazy.
I think this is purely a flex.
Yeah.
I think this is purely I mean, what's he gonna do? You can't sue NASCAR. I think
I mean,
this is
you
just
can
them trying
try.
to show how serious they are,
A hopeful promise.
and probably use him as a way to hopefully sell the benefit. You know how a franchise can be beneficial. The two of the biggest sports in the world, now F1 and NFL. They're both franchises.
Yeah.
So
It makes sense. I don't know.
crazy.
It's definitely tough because like you said, like Matt was saying, I can understand both sides of this argument. I think that both sides have valid points, but y'all got to figure it out. You got to figure something
Yeah,
out.
you gotta do something.
Jeff Gordon was on Dale Jr.'s podcast last week, and he sounded pretty hopeful that they'll figure it out. But there's just a lot they got to figure. They've been negotiating
I
for
don't
3
know.
years.
At the end of the day, it sounds like
This is
teams
the
are gonna
third
lose
year of
money.
negotiations.
Sounds like the teams are going to lose money. That's it.
What's
It just-
crazy? What about Spire?
You just
If they get rid of the
damage
charters,
control.
what's Spire do? Spire
Damage control.
lost
One car.
$40 million.
Sorry.
Charter doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Sounds
crazy,
like
man.
it sounds like damage control. That's it. They already know it's a losing battle.
We'll see.
All right. Do we have
That's
a Kuzman and Friends question?
Yes, let me pull it up.
Okay,
Give me
so
a
this is a
second.
part of a show where if you guys are just tuning in and you haven't seen it before, it's a part of the show where we have our fans send us in questions that we can answer on the show. You can do this on X. You can send it to us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Any comment below one of our videos, and if we see it later, if we like it, we'll add it to the show. So, Jake, what is our Kuzman and Friends question of the week?
So it's actually a great question because I want to talk about this on the podcast. Listen to Dale Jr.'s podcast this week. So the question is, with Abraham buying the IROC licensing and SRX seemingly coming to an abrupt halt, what kind of car would we like to see used for a new IROC series? So basically, let me give a little background. Ray Evernham bought the IROC series, and he basically bought it in the licensing. He wants to get a bunch of the old vintage stuff together, maybe doing an event, something along those lines, and eventually in the next coming years, put together the IROC series back to how it used to be.
Just,
similar to how it used
Just
to be.
real quick, kind of explain what
Oh,
were the
yes.
IROC cars? Like, what
The
was the
IROC
difference?
cars, the IROC series was the International Race of Champions. You had Formula One drivers, IndyCar drivers, NASCAR drivers. I mean, all kind of famous drivers, and they would race, kind of similar to SRX. I want to say it was probably an 8 to 10 week schedule, and a lot of times they were companion dates with NASCAR races. They had road courses, they had super speedways.
What
they
type
had
were
2
the cars?
miles.
Like stock cars?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
What were they?
I
Like
can't
late
remember off the top of my
models,
head, but they were.
No. Oh man. Hold on,
Weren't they
I can look it
Camaro?
up.
Like Camaro?
Yeah.
Camaro, like the
I
IROC
can't remember the
edition?
name.
Yeah.
Because Camaro had an IROC edition of Camaro.
Basically,
It was in a
it's
song.
the predecessor.
Maybe it was. I don't
It was
know.
in Teenage Dirtbag.
It was a Camaro.
It's basically the predecessor to SRX.
Yes.
Right.
But-
Okay.
So-
but better.
Part of that too is after the first year, Ray Evernham left SRX. He designed the car, he designed the format, he designed everything. The
They
local
changed
hero
a lot
everything.
after the first year.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why he left.
Makes sense.
Because he told him this format's not going to work, and now here we are 3 years later, and it's shut down.
No.
Pretty hard to say he wasn't right. But I don't think SRX is coming back.
I don't know.
I
don't think so either.
Say that.
I don't think so.
Which is sad because I kind of like the look of those
I already
cars.
bought my tickets.
Wait,
I'm waiting.
who
Tony
the heck
Stewart-
did you buy them from?
Tony
be
Stewart
there.
took my money.
So
Guzman was saying it may have been Trans Am.
yes, I believe they did had some of those too. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
That's bringing back nostalgia.
For me, I'd like to see it kind of go back to how it was, a spec car between 6-8 guys, same as the SRX. It doesn't have to be a no brand. It could be a brand. I don't care if they pick a brand, a Supra, a
The
Mustang,
Could be
or
anything,
whatever.
yeah.
Supra.
And then they all run spec cars. But what I want to see is not just short tracks. I want to see big tracks.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, some road courses, some other stuff.
Road America.
Back to how it used to be.
I think if you're going to try to get, if you're going to try to bring back IROC, if you're going to try to bring back something similar to the International Race of Champions, and you're going to bring in F1, or you're going to have to bring in old F1 because F1
Max
won't let.
Verstappen wins
They are
everything.
not letting any of their current drivers in. But if you get like a Kimi Räikkönen or a Jensen Button or something like that coming in, I think then you're going to need to do more than just ovals. You're going to need to do some road
Yeah.
courses and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But that's
to
pretty
try
much
to-
how
Right. I
Iraq
mean,
was.
yeah.
I mean,
But
that's
if
pretty much
you
what it
kind of
was.
do some companion dates with the Cup Series,
I think that's the key.
like
I think,
the Roval, Watkins Glen, I mean, those tracks will
I
be a
think,
hit.
and the thing with like the whole, I liked what SRX did with the local short tracks. We went to an
The
SRX
local short
race.
track hero was so cool.
That was
It was
great.
awesome.
That was an
really
awesome
cool.
idea. And they got rid of that, what, this year or was it last year?
Yeah, after the first year. Well,
Yeah.
it kind of showed up the second year, and
Yeah,
then the
but
third
No,
year
the
it was
fir-
gone.
that that was one of
That
the
I mean,
coolest
that was
things, for
super
sure.
cool to see this guy who's like the local guy
They kept
going
back
up
to the same
against
track.
Tony Stewart, right? Like,
and putting it on him.
And I was
Right.
gonna say doing well.
yeah, like
That's
that's
so cool.
awesome. Like, how could you not
That's
root for
something
that
you
guy?
can't see anywhere else.
To
Yeah.
get you a guy that raced that track every single week
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
win every single
In a car
week.
he's never really driven before, and then putting it up on Cup Series guys.
Yeah, that was super
I'm
cool.
about it, bro.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, sweet.
I don't know. I think IROC, if depending on how they go, how they do their thing, and how, I think the key is going to be the schedule and the time that it's on TV. I think that's going to be the key.
I mean, it seems like everything Ray Evernham touches is pretty awesome. So
I mean, imagine if you do a
much about it.
companion and right before the Xfinity or right after
me
Xfinity,
Ray.
you run an IROC race. I mean, that would slap, dude.
It would. I'm not disagreeing. I think the biggest problem that you have is they're not going to mirror all the Cup races, and the problem is the time frame that they're actually on TV. Because like the SRX idea, like it was like, oh, they like this year they were like, oh, what was it, Thursday or whatever?
Thursday at Thunders.
And I was like, super cool idea. Every Thursday I was busy. I didn't watch a single race the last season.
Loser.
Oh, big.
It was
big
so
shame.
sad.
Big fan.
that-
You're the reason. They
I'm
lost.
I'm
You're
sorry,
the reason.
everybody. It was my
I
fault.
watched all.
Executive producer DJ did not watch SRX series, so
Boo.
You're welcome.
Boo.
I
We
want to
lost
see.
season 4.
I want to see IROC go to Volusia the week before the 500, and then go to then go
Oh.
to Daytona the same week.
Tony Stewart breaks his back, flipping.
I like what Cooper
Yeah,
said. Cooper
that's-
said because it's Everham, maybe it'd be some sort of Mopar. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Hey,
bro.
I heard Mopar.
Matt woke up.
Bring Dodge
Yeah,
back.
boy.
Bro, that would actually be an interesting segue.
One other thing I want to talk about this week is it sounds like the Honda
That
rumor is really picking up speed.
that's
Kind of about it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm,
not
I'm
gonna
about
lie.
it.
My
Bring
wife
a
drives
14.
Honda.
The number
a nice
97
car.
Honda
I mean,
Accord.
you got second and third
Oh,
tier
please, not
Cup
the
team.
Accord.
what the
Oh,
Civic.
I'll take
Yeah,
the
bro, the
Civic
Civic,
over-
bro.
Bro,
Beep,
make
beep,
that-
beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. You got everyone else.
You go to
got
the
beep, 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 beep,
The
beep,
truck
beep.
series is
Just on
gonna
the
have
rev limiter all the way around.
We don't need brakes.
the trucks. Oh, dude, VTEC kicks in and it's like 4,000 RPM. Just
I remember when I owned like a Civic Coupe
Oh,
and I had
God.
DJ and Matt in
Oh,
it, and we were going up one of the hills in Claremont and just
Bro,
it was
just
bothering me out.
imagine.
You're like
Just imagine you're at
30-year-old
Daytona
suspension
and you're
did
looking
not
at the
matter.
Honda Civic with the VTEC V8.
Sponsor.
no.
VTEC
The worst
sponsored
part,
by
the craziest part is if we go to the
HDP.
truck series, that means we'll have a Ridgeline in the truck series.
Oh God! Oh God!
what is it?
We'll have the swoop in the back of the
The
bed.
hey,
It's more aerodynamic.
Pastor Doug would be proud.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Hey, he listens.
So, Kuzman,
that
what was your
Ridgeline.
or what was the Kuzman question again? we didn't really answer it.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of.
Oh well,
IROC.
what car would you want to see in the IROC?
Dodge.
Dodge.
Next.
I would want to just see whatever they do similar to how they
I
use.
want to
back the
see all.
Viper.
I want to see them all Civics. I want to see all the.
I'm thinking all Mini Coopers
Have you heard about IMSA?
God, I feel like that's a series in like
It is.
in like
in UK.
yeah. No, I mean realistically, probably I don't know. Probably I like the Trans Ams from back in the day. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, but you
that's
gotta
not
do
gonna
something
happen now.
modern. You gotta give something modern.
And I would my gut tells me to pick the Cadillac sedan, but that ain't gonna work for something
What
like
is it called,
IROC.
like the
Let's talk about like the
CTX?
CT5 or whatever.
I don't know
it
what the
is,
new one is.
CT4.
The next version of the CTS,
Yeah.
whatever that is. I don't know what it is anymore.
God.
The X.
Cadillac.
I don't know. What are you trying
So,
to?
you're saying you want IROC to just be like a mix of all of the luxury versions of regular cars? So
No,
we just have
we can-
Cadillacs
that's IMSA.
and Lexus.
We could maybe
Yeah.
call it IMSA.
I guess
And maybe
Yeah, that's
we
What if
do-
we did 24 hours at Daytona?
we did a
with them?
long race.
Cadillacs, Lexus.
We can't even do like a
Mercedes.
prototype.
Man, I tell you what, I'd love to see NASCAR have a IMSA division.
I
That
think
would
you,
be sweet.
I think you mean it the other way around. IMSA have a NASCAR division.
Yeah, sure.
Either way,
I agree. I completely agree. That would be pretty awesome. All right, so this I hope we answered your question, Kuzman. I don't think we did.
Kinda.
We'll
Kinda
figure it out
early.
next week.
Barely.
We'll think about it. So if you guys have a question that you want to submit to the show, like I said, you can do it on X. You can send it to us on Instagram, TikTok, comment below on one of the videos on YouTube. And like I said, if we like it, we'll add it to the show. All right, so moving to next week. What are we looking forward to?
It was Civic.
What's next week?
We're looking next week. We're looking for
Phoenix.
Civics.
I didn't update that.
Yeah,
We're looking for Civics.
Yo, honestly though, Civic V8s are crazy. That's crazy.
right,
Bro,
That's just crazy.
stop.
I'm done with the
Jeff.
Honda.
That's just crazy.
God,
I swear to God, if you roll up in a Civic next week,
900
I'm
horsepower.
not doing that.
that's gonna be hard for Phoenix to beat this. That's
it's going to be
impossible.
real
It's gonna
hard.
be really hard.
Do we think that
I think
this
the
is
truck race and Xfinity race will be better. I don't know if trucks are running next week.
I want to say
I'll
Hendrick's
look.
going to win it next week.
Do you think that this is going to be when people start trying things and seeing for the championship for?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, this is a full on test session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hendrick's going to win it. One of the 4 cars for sure.
So do you? Okay,
Probably.
so if it's going to be a test session, do you think there's going to be hard race, or do you think people are just going to use it as kind of like a hey, let's
Hard
just,
racing.
You think so?
Yeah. I would.
They got,
Wait, I have good news. Next week is Las Vegas.
Oh, thank
wow,
thank
we all
God.
look really
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, I think we're just dreading Phoenix so much.
I'm so sorry to all our listeners if you're new.
No, I
We
wasn't
are
sure.
dumb.
I actually wasn't sure. No, Las
Mark, hold on. I just looked down and saw his comment. We are not doing Dodge Darts for the IROC series.
God, Dodge Darts.
At that point, it's just going to be a demolition derby.
Let's bring back the Neo.
The Dodge,
God,
the
the
neon,
Dodge
the neons.
Yes.
I have,
Alright,
I have a
so
friend that owns one
It's
of
the
those.
car
next
that
week-
saved Dodge.
Vegas.
Next week, trucks Friday night, 9 p.m. at Vegas. That's always actually a pretty good
Yeah,
race.
that'll be good.
And then Xfinity at 5 p.m. That's always a decent race. And then Cup at 3:30
Yeah,
on Sunday.
Las Vegas is always a good one.
Yeah, Vegas isn't too bad.
Yeah.
So I think
It's always a
we're-
good one.
I think it'll be okay.
The truck race
Do
in
you think
Vegas is typically pretty
Bubba and
good.
Larson are going to fight each other.
Maybe.
You think
Bring
Bubba's
it
gonna
back.
push?
It's Vegas.
Larson
We can
around
bet
again.
on it.
Okay.
Betting on it.
Will there be a streaker?
I love that.
Small buy-in, big blind.
Side note: I love that all the streakers. The reason they streak is literally because they
They
bet.
have a bet.
They
They do
bet
it.
that
They
there
do
was
it
going to be a
themselves. They're like,
streaker.
I'd do it.
I will be there.
I'm just sitting
Might
there
as well
thinking,
make my 10,000.
who's taking those bets? Like, wait, oh yeah, I bet there'll be a streaker. It's like, yeah, I'm sure I'll take that bet. There's no way this guy's going to be there. Like, of course the guy's going to go and be the
in a
streaker.
row.
Come on. Yeah. So Las Vegas. Any thing we can look forward to? What kind of race we
Vegas
looking
is
at?
a good race. It's kind of low key, but it's still a good race.
I kind of feel like the winner is always pretty predictable. You can pretty much count on Logano or Kyle Busch or someone, winning
Yeah,
that
yeah.
race,
Big
you
name's
know?
gonna win it. I think a big name's gonna win it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be a
In my
fluke
opinion.
win. It's not
Next
gonna
week?
be yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Las Vegas.
This is
Yeah.
a Ford wins next week.
A Ford.
Probably.
Probably Logano.
I would agree.
He's won this race a bunch in the
Yeah, I
spring.
can see Logano.
Yeah. I could maybe. I doubt it.
not
So
Brad.
Mark was
Sorry.
saying we should all go to Vegas one year.
Stop.
I'm not gonna lie.
Money.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about going to the Vegas when they had the Dale Jr. experience thing. Wasn't that Vegas?
Yeah.
Wrecking
As
into the
long
wall.
as
Yeah, it's a pretty cool.
Dude, no, like they did it. I think it was
no,
last
Dale
year.
Jr. download experience, live experience.
That's what it was. That's
Oh,
it.
That's
okay.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
dude, it was like 7 days or whatever that you're there, and like they drive you to and from the track from the hotel, and it was not that bad. Food was included, I think, or something like. It was not bad for what it was.
For
Mark, if you bring
$10,000.
the peach, let's go.
Hey, hey,
We'll talk about it.
a pool bar gonna be at Vegas.
We'll be the only ones in Vegas with peach.
I do want to say the official result is that finish was .003 in the cup.
Woo!
Nah,
Is it
that's
that was
closer
good.
than
Not the
Denny Hamlin?
closest. I
It
don't
might
think-
be the closest ever, dude. I don't know. .003.
The second closest was first closest. Sorry, Denny Hamlin Truex. Whatever
that was
closest one.
Daytona.
Closest one is .00002.
God dang.
Ah, so
yeah,
close.
so it's pretty close.
It was 2003.
Oh yeah, I remember that race. at
Carolina
Darlington.
Dodge dealers, 400 at Darlington.
Those cameras were not
Ricky-
Wait, who won that
accurate
race?
back then.
Who won that race?
That was before
That
the
was
iPhone.
Ricky Craven and
And
Kurt Busch.
Oh, I remember that one.
And
I
Kurt
know
Busch
what
won.
you're talking
You
about
do
then.
not remember that one.
I
You were
do.
like 6.
Bro, I was 7 actually.
Shut up. You do not
I was
remember
7.
that one.
So that one,
was
Jimmy Johnson
7.
and Clint Boyer had a close one in 11. They've already got Atlanta. Atlanta is the third, number 3.
Golly.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's insane.
That makes it the third. Oh,
It-
they already got it on the list.
Yeah, it's already on the list.
Shout out.
Shout
to
out Wikipedia.
Suarez. Shout out to
Wikipedia on
Suarez.
top of
that
things, bro.
was
Yeah.
that was a great finish, man.
That was.
Held his line, trusted his pushers. He got it. I'm Happy for him. Very happy.
Let's
Not
go.
a big Schwartz fan, but very happy for
Let's
an
go,
underdog
mi
win.
amigo.
Man, those
Uh,
Wikipedia guys are quick.
Screw the other people who are paid way too
Those
much.
guys are quick.
Right. All right. So let's wrap things up. You guys got anything to say before we kind of close it out and say see ya?
Man, it'd be hard to top that one for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Hasta
That it.
luego.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to the next Atlanta race, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. We might be going at this way things are going now.
I'm just happy we're not racing Phoenix next week.
Suddenly the night
Couldn't
just
be
got
rich,
better.
man.
suddenly I'm looking forward to next weekend.
Oh,
Funny how that works. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been fun hanging out with you guys today, but we got to go to bed. We'll talk to you guys next week. See you guys later. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Here for the
See
speed
y'all
out.
later.
Have a blessed week.